Hi everyone, this is Ken at the Stamps of Life in Southern California. Another month has rolled by and it's time to make another card. So we're going to work on that today. Somebody very special has a big birthday coming up, and so I want to make her, well, I guess I'm giving away too many hints, make a nice birthday card for someone very special in my life. So we are going to work with some of the Stamps of Life dies. Today we're going to work with the Stamps of Life Circle Flip It card. This has been on HSN and it's also on our website, and it's just great. It has a, let's see, a bunch of fun dies as well as the Flip It, the couple of the panels that will do a lot of the work for us, and lots of little extra embellishing dies. So that's a real nice set. We're going to try that out, show you how easy it is to make a Flip It card. They really are easy. Now we'll also be, because I want to show you a couple of different samples real quick of ideas how to do it. We're going to use a few different stamp sets that I found here. This is called Bold Birthday 2 Stamp. I think that one came out last year, and Christmas is not too far away really. Christmas greetings to stamp. This is July, but we're halfway to Christmas. We're going to use a stamp off of there. And this is Garden 2 Stamp. A couple years ago we released that one. We'll use a stamp off of that for the sentiment. And lots of thanks to stamp. Lots of different thanks sentiments on that one. So we're going to try those 4 different stamps. What else have I got now? So the Flip It, I plan on using some of the adhesive foam and the Stamps of Life adhesive sheets. So we'll be trying a few of these different items, mixing and matching. And I think I'm prepared. I've been practicing a little. So as I have told you in the past, when I practice and try to figure some of these things out, before we go on to that, I do have these really nice paper pads. This one is missing its cover, but this is for the Surprise, I believe it's called. Surprise paper pad, and there's lots of nice fun designs in there. That will be probably for, like, we'll do a party card, and this one will be, maybe this one will be Stephanie's, because I was thinking of using those ladybugs. So lots of different, this is the Hey Friend collection. And we'll see what's in there. We'll find something great to use. And we'll do a happy birthday, and so I've got my happy birthday pattern paper. This is on the website. And then also, we might be sold out of this one, but just for a Christmassy look, we'll do the Woohoo collection. We'll use that. And look, I've even done a bow ahead of time. So see, I was practicing. I think I like that. Now when I did start to practice, since I had that bow, I will show you right here. It actually came out pretty good. It took me a couple times to tie it and get it just how I want, and then I just cut it up, cleaned it up a little bit, and it came out real nice. So when we come to make the card for Stephanie, we'll try to add that, all right? And let's see, I did work with these little gift dies from, see if I hold that up a little bit, if you can see it real nice. And I'm just playing around, so they didn't come out real nice, but I was trying to use the adhesive and the foam and getting the shadows and getting some different colors and mixing and matching. And this is just all die cutting. I'm not even stamping yet. And then I went ahead and I cut some bases, and I wanted to do some different colors. Since I had the die out, I took the base from this set and I ran it through 4 different times, and I chose my different colors again just to give us a variety. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is just to get a start on these cards, and then you can make them as advanced as you would like. You can just decorate a little bit. Maybe you're in a hurry, you just need to get a quick card out, or maybe you want to make it look really nice and you're going to spend a little extra time with it. So you have all kinds of different ways to do that, but I'm going to show you the basic way to get started with a couple different ideas, and then we'll make a nice card for Stephanie. All right, so this will be a special birthday card. I did do a kind of funny thing so here we're talking about some errors that I made. First off, number 1, I couldn't find the square die set. That's what I wanted to use because it's brand new this month, so I had to figure out, well, what's my my backup plan, and I chose to use the circle Flip It. So the square Flip It I couldn't find. You'll find it on the website, but I couldn't find it around here. I think we had one and we used it for some videos, and then we moved, and a lot of things have been misplaced. Well, it's kind of funny. When I did the circle, I put the die on the machine here, and I had my die upside down. And I ran it through with the plates, everything correct, and I pulled it out, and it basically embossed it. So you can see how it's kind of been embossed a little bit. And so I figured that out pretty quick, flipped over the die, and then I started cutting it the right way. One thing I have learned as I've been die cutting is it helps me a lot if I run the die through twice. So I'll run the die through one time, and then I'll go back the other way. It seems to give me nicer cuts, because every once in a while the machines are just a little bit different, or maybe you have a different type cutting pad, or there's just a little different pressure, how everything lines up. You'll get a little spot that doesn't quite cut clean. Well, when I've been running it through twice, it seems like all the cuts come out really nice, so that's great. Here's the tip on the flip it. When you first cut it, it comes out really flat, and you will take it, and you'll have the little a little piece on the top and the big piece on the bottom. You just fold it in half and then fold it right back up, and there you have your flip it card. So easy. That's definitely one of the tips that I learned from Stephanie. It makes it really, really easy. Most everything was going good. I learned how to make my bow. I found the stamps. I was pretty organized this morning. I have found ribbon, ink, and again, there were less mistakes this time. So as I'm practicing, I'm getting better. Oh, one thing that was a challenge for me, I did really good with the foam. It came out really nice, but I was having a little bit of problems with the adhesive sheets. I think I was just not peeling it right, because after I peeled the sheet off, it just left kind of paper. It wasn't sticky, so I had to practice that a couple times, and I had never had that problem before in the past. So it was something different that I had to figure out. So I did spend a little bit of time working with that. We'll see how it goes when we make the card for Stephanie. Okay, so I have the card bases. Let's get started and see what we can do, okay? And again, let's cut out the base for Stephanie's card. We're gonna choose green. I have a pink there, but we're gonna surprise her and give her, and I know pink's her favorite color, but we're going to surprise her and give her a little different color for this card, okay? So I'm gonna, just like I said, run it through once. Oh, another tip I learned that's very helpful is making sure that your plates are lined up on top of each other. They go through the machine much easier, and you'll have a lot more success when your cut. You won't be fighting trying to push it through so much. So that is something that I've learned, is watch to make my plates are all lined up, and then they'll go through the machine really easy. And I have my die at just a little bit of an angle to help with the speed bumps, and then again I'm going through twice to make sure I get the really nice cut. So let's see what we got here. Here's my scraps, and this will be my card base. Came out just right. It has the score lines on there. It's cut in the middle. Let's see how it folds. So we'll hold it. We're going to look up at it, the little part on top and the big on the bottom, and fold it in half and then back. So we have our card base. So easy. We're off to a good start. Okay, and just before we go on, I wanted to give you all kind of update. First, I hope that you're all having a great summer, and we're already halfway through the summer. It's the middle of July and time is flying. Hope you're all staying healthy and maybe having fun with your family. If you have kids at home, have a great summer and enjoy it. It's heating up around here today. I might start sweating because these lights are hot and the building's getting hot too. So summer is definitely here. We had a great 4th of July, and we've been busy the last couple weeks. We have HSN is coming up, and we'll do a preview on July 9th. So that's always fun. Let's see what else is going on. We're planning an online class coming up soon. Our events for 2020 have been canceled through August now. The only one that still might go on, as far as I know, is Stamp Away outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. But we miss seeing all of you. We're thankful that you're finding us online, and I know we have lots of great stuff on our website, all the videos, the instructional, Stephanie's live events, the crafters, Stephanie's Crafting Corner, and then she also on Mondays does her No Makeup Mondays. So lots of good stuff, and we're trying our best to keep in touch with you, but we do want to get back out there. Hopefully things will turn around soon. We will see, all right? So back to our card. So I have the base that we're going to use for Stephanie's card, but I have these other bases that I cut out, and just to give some quick ideas and show you how easy it is to make different theme cards, I'm going to cut some panels out for this. This will be a happy birthday card we'll make using the happy birthday collection paper. So I'm just going to pick out a couple sheets and run that through the machine real quick, and I'll show you how easy it is to have a birthday card ready to go. And we're going to take the 2 panels, since I already cut the bases. This is like a quick tip part, just to show you how easy it is to make a card with a flip it card. So basically 3 dies do all the work. We did the one for the base, and now we're going to run these 2 through, and we can do them both at the same time if we line them up just right. We want that to kind of be straight on there. And see, I have my die the wrong way. We only want that to go down. Now we'll cut out that. Get my dies to go just how I want. Now, that one looks good, but that one's a little bit off. So let's try that. Okay, I'll move that over a tad. And we'll run that through. I've got my plates lined up. That cracking's okay. Now I did just leave the dies kind of straight, so that's why you hear a little more of that cracking and popping with the speed bumps. We're going to go over it twice. I am finding that to be helpful. So let's do that. Okay, so now I have my panel pieces here. I'm going to adhere this to, we're going to do the pink card here. Make sure I have these go in the right direction. So easy, okay. Some adhesive. We'll add that panel. We do have new Stamps of Life adhesive, if you have noticed, on the website. Pink and pretty colors, so that is fun. All right, there we are. We're off to a good start with a birthday card. Now I am going to stamp something in here just to show you how easy it is to do. And of course you can decorate it more, but I'm just showing you the basic. Get a start. This is the way to go. Let's see if that's going to fit on there. I think that just will. That is close, close, close. So we're going to give that a try. These stamps have been used before, so they should be in good condition to stamp with. Lay that on there. We don't want to stamp on the mat. We're going to, well, I'm sorry, we do want to stamp on the mat. We don't want to do the adhesive on the mat. Sometimes I get those crisscrossed. We had a fun and crazy 4th of July. I hope you had a good time. Everybody was kind of doing, a lot of the city shut down their fireworks this year, so there were a lot of homemade firework displays, I think, and it was getting kind of crazy. Test stamp and see how it comes out. Oh, perfect. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do it on the card. And my measurements might be a little bit off, but I think it's going to fit in that circle. And if not, next time I'll pick a smaller stamp. I won't press my luck and let it try to get so close. So I just slightly tap there, because remember we have a lot of ink in our ink pads. And we're going to line that up. Oh, I can see I goofed a little bit already. But anyhow, we have the idea. Yay, it's your birthday. I smeared it a little bit there the first time I didn't do that, but those things happen. Luckily, it didn't take me too long to make this, but there's my base. I can add something to the circle. Like I said before, if you want to add something to the inside, little white space there cut out, and you can write a little extra note in there. But that's easy, right? With this red one where I had embossed it, we can still use it because we can cover up a lot of that part that's kind of goofy. Do that. This will be our party card. So why not use the sombreros and the surprise. So this is, say we're doing a party invitation or something like that. We're going to cut the 2 panels out. Again, super, super easy. Make sure I have that going the correct way. Get those out of the way. When I move things around, my dies can get a little bit out of line. So I want to make sure that they're going to look nice when they get cut out. Okay. Oops, and that's moving again. So you got to kind of drop that on top. Everything looks lined up good. And my dies are at just a little bit of an angle, so you don't hear quite as much of that cracking and popping and the speed bump stuff. So that does help some. Okay, let's see what we got. So this is for our surprise party. Got my cutouts. Ooh. Even though I went through twice, I have a little piece that, and now here we have a mistake. See, mistakes still happen. This one, this is going to be good, but I had my die turned the wrong way on this, so I'm going to have to retry the larger die. Instead of going that direction, I'm going to have to have it face the opposite direction. So let's try that one again, okay? And since we have this here, we're going to go ahead and get this onto the card before we mess up and lose it, or something bad happens to it. We don't want to lose that nice piece, so I've got that. That's the surprise, that's the small side. And again, this is not going to work. Upside down sombrero. If I do it this way, it's all red, so not good, not good. Oh, some of the time things get wasted a little bit if you make a mistake, but that's okay. And actually, I kind of like the little smaller sombrero. Okay, now I have to make sure I'm going to line this up just right. So this is the way I would like it to be. It just can't be upside down, so I'm going to make sure my die matches that. So I didn't check that ahead of time, and I was making my card kind of backwards. You can't have a backwards card, right? It just won't make sense. It won't, if the sombreros are upside down. I don't know if that would mean anything to anybody, but okay, through once. I'm getting those speed bumps because I'm not at very much of an angle with my die. Let's see how our cut come out. Yeah, just catching just right there, and that's probably because I'm not at an angle. All right, that's going to work. Extra dies there. Done with that. We'll put some adhesive on here. And again, I should be doing this not on my mat because we don't want the mat to get all sticky with the tape, just in case. Put that on there. Now, your part you'd want to decorate to make it look nicer. Add something there in the center. These are just kind of our tests, our samples, just showing you how many different things you can do really quick. So we have a stamp also here from here that says Party On. So that will be great for a surprise party coming up. Say maybe we're doing a surprise party. I should have cleaned this stamp up, so we're going to get one of these tidy wipes. Get all that extra ink off of there. Keep it as clean as possible for the next time we use it. And we want to put that back as well so we can actually find it. It's the worst when you are looking for things and you know you put it back and you can't find it. And it happens to me a lot. I lose a lot of things. And I usually put them away in a good safe place, but then I just forget. Where did I put that? That's very frustrating. So the more organized I am, the better life is, it seems like, and the more efficient I can be too. Okay, so to make this stand out a little bit, we're going to cut a circle here in the middle, small section. So I'm just going to tear that off, and we're going to run this through, and this will just give us so we have a nice white background to stamp on. Can't really put this at an angle because it's a circle. It's always going to be the same no matter what. We run that through once, twice. Let's get that off of there. Okay, that will fit right on there, and that'll stand out a little bit better than if we were to stamp on the red. Now I'm going to add some adhesive here, hopefully. There we go. And adhere that. Oh, I'm getting this all dirty. So see, things happen if you don't keep your area clean. So I have a few little smudges there, but just to move on, I'm just going to stamp on it because these are, again, just my sample cards. This is not the one we're making for Stephanie. Got my ink on there. Test it again. Let's get our, here's our test sheet on the mat. Right on there, even pressure. That looks good. Now both times I've practiced stamping, it's come out good, but then when it actually goes on the card, I'm not having such great results, so I'm going to pay attention here a little closer. Get the ink on there. And I did it again. Okay. And I smudged that because my card was not staying down flat. but here we go. Party on. We could put the invitation information here, the date, the time, all that kind of stuff, details. You're ready to go. So we're going to fold that down. Again, we'll add something there, and party on. We're ready to go. Okay, we are getting there. And let's do a third one, just for fun. Let's see. Let's try on a white card base this time, okay? And now we have our white fold-it card. I'm sorry, not fold-it card, flip-it card. Go in half with the little top, back up. All right, we're ready to go. And we're just going to use a couple panels from, we're going to use, let's use this garden to stamp. And this one is, oh, where do we see the we're going to save that one for Stephanie's. This one will be our Christmassy card, okay? And we'll see if we can put a bow on Stephanie's card as well, or ribbon. We'll try that. So I have to pick out a couple fun ones here, Christmassy. It'd be nice to have a, since we're on white, let's see, what do we want to use? Little penguins are all cute, so kind of dotted. That's a nice color. Let's find some penguins to go with it. Which one do we want to use? I like the little one, the little penguin guys. So let's try that one. That's a good one. So Christmas in July. A lot of us are into events for Christmas in July coming up this month. Several months, Christmas is away, but it's one of those things, before you know it, it will be here. This will be a little bit easier to stamp because it already has the white area on there. We just need to decorate the panels. This time I'm going to make sure I have my panels pointed in the right direction, so we don't have to go back and do it twice. There's one of them. That should go that direction. And we got our other one. Again, 3 dies are doing almost all the work on the flip-it card. We've had the circle for some time. We have a nice flower one, and then the square one that just came out this month. You'll have lots of great extra dies, things that will be fun to work with, so you'll like them. And I think in one of Stephanie's videos this month, she makes a card with the square flip it. So you'll want to watch that. I think it's the card kit video, but I'm not 100%. I do all the editing, and you just keep editing videos all the time, and you start to forget which one goes with which date, and somehow it all comes out right at the end. But when you try to think back and what goes with what, you're not always correct. All right, so I have my panel pieces. These are scraps now. If I was more efficient with my scraps, I could probably get a lot more out of them, but I'm just trying to move along and not bore you guys to death, all right? If you can get a good organization system, if you can get everything stored really well, save you tons of time, and that'll give you more time for creating, being crafty, and all the things you really enjoy, rather than looking for things that are lost, like me. All right, let's try this here. We're going to adhere this to the one side. I've got that the right way. That will go on the other side. Now, since this is already white in the middle, it is ready to go. We can put our sentiment right on there. So it's looking pretty good so far. We could add some color to that. We could decorate it. There's candles, presents in this kit. You can do all kinds of fun, different things that you like. But let's get our stamp on there. And this is Christmas, so we have to find something that's Christmassy that will fit on there. And I think my only one that will work with this one is Season's Greetings. We're going to try that one. I like to say Merry Christmas better, but Season's Greetings will work. That'll be just fine. We have to work with the area we have in there, so we're going to give that a try. And I'm going to practice with this stamp because I'm not sure it has been used. Get my ink on there. While I'm moving around, I want that to go over there. I'm not going to let my card touch the table this time, where I did last time. See, I'm learning. There's my scratch paper with all my nice stamping, and then when I actually get on the card, the stamping's not coming out so nice. Perfect. And I have to really make sure my card is flat. You can get a little bit uneven. Okay, so I've got that on there. Get that out of the way. How can I make sure that I get this just right? Flat. Okay, I've got that. I'm going to push down, give lots of pressure. Very good. That one came out good. So 1 out of 3 on the stamping. I can do better. My practices were good, but here we go. So we're going to decorate that. You can add whatever you want. We have a Christmas card, season's greetings. We could add some little extra messages in there. You can also add something to the back too if you want to sign your card. So I think I will do that on all my cards just to practice with my, if I can find it. See, here's one thing I didn't prepare for. Let's see if I can find my personalized stamp. Haha, lucky. I remembered where I put it and it was actually there still. It's almost like a miracle to put something somewhere and find it still be there the next time around. Pretty impressive. So we're going to clean that one off before we put it back. And one of you who watched my videos told me that I was a better way to get the ink onto my stamp. So I'm trying to practice that. Last time I was holding it and kind of tapping on there just because I wanted to see if it was filling in the spots. It's better if I just leave the ink pad on the table, ink from there, and just trust that it's going to get enough ink. So let's give it a try, a couple of tries here. So this would be the back of my cards. They're not really finished, but just to see how we come out here. So I've got a little bit extra ink on there. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen on the next one. So I'll have to watch when I ink up the card, ink up the stamp. Yep, and I can see it's already filled in with some ink up there, so that's what I have to do is wipe that little area off. That's a good one, like that, as opposed to that. And I am trying to go a little bit faster this time because these videos have been going so long. Again, I want you guys to have fun and not to say, when is he going to finish this card? That's how I feel anyway when I'm watching it and editing the video. When is this going to end? But I'm actually having fun learning and creating, so that part's been good for me. And you kind of get a chance to see how the other side of the company works. I know the shipping side and maybe some of the computer stuff and getting to shows and travel and all those things, but I don't know a whole lot about card making, but I'm trying. And that one came out very good too. So 2 out of 3, not bad, right? So those are our practice cards, different things. We have a Christmas card, a birthday card, a party card. So easy, all made with the same flip it, circle, flip it. And now we're going to move on. We're going to make, well, I was going to say a masterpiece birthday card for Stephanie, but we'll see how it comes out before we call it a masterpiece. Party, birthday, Christmas. And yes, I have blanks all here. This would take a little more time, so the dies are in here you can work with. You can use dies you already have or stamps you can decorate, and if you're looking at what the design team has done with this on our gallery page, you will get a lot of great ideas from it. So for me, I was just looking at the packaging of this one, of this set. It has a lot of the nice gifts, candles, happy birthday. I see some ribbon there. It's just almost all die cuts, which on this photograph all I see is dies, which makes it so easy. A little bit of stamping, we'll add that on the inside, but this is a great set. Okay, so let's move on to our real project. Okay, we have the folded here. I already cut that folded base for Stephanie's card. And don't anybody tell her. I think she watches these, but I'm not sure. So I think I can keep it a surprise until August. All right, but you have to promise not to tell. You got to do your part. Okay, don't tell Stephanie that I made her a card. I'm going to clean this one up. We'll use this at the end when we come back and keep it over here. All right, for Stephanie's card, to go with the green, we want to use, I already decided I think Stephanie likes ladybugs, so I will use ladybugs and maybe a pattern. So there's a ladybug sheet. We will use that one for sure. And I will make sure I cut that. I'm going to use that for the larger section. Extra ladybugs. And then we want to use some kind of pattern, a solid stripes. Let's see what Hearts might be kind of nice. Flowers, dots. This is where it's tough to make a choice because I did not plan ahead. This looks like a good one to me. We'll see if it's too busy when we go to cut and put it together, but I think it will look nice. Now I won't be in such a rush because again, I want this card to come out as nice as possible since it's for a very special person. And I'm going to flip this over just to my plates are bowing a little bit, and sometimes if you start flip-flopping them, it'll help them to even out a little bit again. And my dies are pretty straight in the machine, so I'm going to hear those speed bumps. And just go slow, just to make sure we get good cuts. And we're going to run that back through. We'll see how that turns out. Okay. Got that. And that little corner just keeps catching just a tiny bit. Put our pattern paper away. We're done with that. And we'll just take a look at this and see how things are coming along here. I think that's going to look pretty nice. Okay, so we will adhere these. This is the easy part again. Remember with the flip it, 3 dies are doing most of the work. We're going to get into some of the trickier stuff, at least for me here pretty soon. But I can get most of the work done right here. Easy, easy, easy. And just because I'm getting fancy today, I'm even going to try a bow. How about that? Let's see how this works out. Again, the one I did earlier today came out pretty nice. And usually we would save this for last, but I'm not sure how much I will continue on with the dies here. I want to make sure I do this before I forget, mainly. That's the main reason. So we'll loop that around, give it a little extra. Now, I'm not sure I'm tying this just the way Stephanie teaches us to. It's not going to come out a bow, but it's going to, I think on the other sample I showed you, it looked really nice. If I can get my big fingers to, whoops. Well, didn't quite get it yet. So this takes me a little bit of time. I haven't done this very much, so I'm not going to give up. There we go. I did get it tied. And we got some fuzzies there. We'll go ahead and cut off those so it looks nice and clean. All right. What do you think so far? I think that looks pretty. I have a little bit extras here, still fuzzies on my ribbon, so let's cut that off. Let's see how we're doing. What do you think? Now, what am I going to do with the center here? It's birthday, and guess what? I have a nice happy birthday die. So this will help me out a lot, a ton. I can decorate this, and I can get my happy birthday sentiment in there. I'm trying to get some pink on this card because Stephanie loves pink. We will see how this comes out and looks together. This is just a test because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So we'll run the dies through, see how they look, and decide if that's what we want to use. Sometimes you just don't know until you kind of piece things together. You don't have to adhere it and make it a final decision. Okay, we're going to try to get this sentiment to run together. It looks like that has to drop in there for it to work properly. Oop. I'm sure you were saying, hey, you forgot the bottom cutting pad. I've got it now. How about that? Would not have cut very much had I ran it through that way. Let's see what happens. We'll run this through. And we're going to go back again. Make sure we get some good cuts there. Nice clean cuts. And see what this piece gives us. That looks good. I don't have my little pokey tool. Oh yeah, I do. We're going to pop those little... Now here was a spot I should have used my either adhesive foam or adhesive sheets on this, but I forgot to do that. So now I am in a little bit of a more difficult position because I didn't do that. I want to get some glue on there, but I don't want it to get too messy or crazy. And I'm back on my table, so hopefully none of the colors are getting on there. Good. All right. Goes right on there. I want to make this a little more special for Stephanie, so I'm going to run and I'll be right back. I'm going to get some, I know where some rhinestones are that she'll like. Okay, I'm back. I found my rhinestones. Another miracle when you find stuff around these places and it's actually where you thought it was. Wow. I'm just going to put a couple of these on here and kind of space them around. Just make some pretty, make the card a little prettier. And this is not hard to do. Whoops. See, that one's not sticking. So let's see what's going on here. Big fingers with tiny stuff, not always easiest to do. So let's see, those look good. Okay, so we've got a few little sparklies on there, and we're going to make a couple of the little, we'll do a couple little birthday candles, and we'll probably drop something else in there for the center. Trying to keep our colors kind of coordinating. That last card I made for my dad, there was a couple cards, colors that I thought, if I could have done it over, I would not have. I started getting too many colors going on there. So this time I'm trying to coordinate a little bit better. Okay, got those on there. Make sure they stay just in place. I could use washi tape. That would assure me that the dies are not going to move. So they went through that way good. One more time back. Let's see what happened here. And again, another spot where I could have used adhesive ahead of time, that would have helped me out. If I would have used the adhesive sheet or the foam. So I have to remember that on the gift. I want to try to use some of that foam. Got that on there. That on there. Cannot rearrange these too much though, because then they do start to fall apart a little bit. Took a little work, but I did like how that one came out. We're going to add that to this side. It looks better than with the ladybugs. Again, I shouldn't be doing this on my mat. This is the right way, off the mat with the adhesive. We'll put one little candle there. So there's a shadow die, and there's the main die. We will run those through the machine a couple times. And I want this piece to have that extra depth that we talk about. So I am going to add the extra foam on here this time. Getting more comfortable with using these types of things. We're going to cut this out with a pattern on it. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but we shall see. And I actually want to add, we're going to really give this one that extra depth look. We're going to add the foam also to this. So it'll be like double foam. See if it's too crazy. See how all this foam comes out together. If it really does make sense or not. Okay. All right, so we've got that piece. That came out just fine. So we're going to add that there. Solid, it's up to you how you want to do that. Just to give it a little extra decoration, we'll try to put a sparkle on that too. How about that? That looks nice. What do you think? Now it's Stephanie's birthday, and I'm going to write my little note in here. I'm just going to use a pen because a couple of my stamping efforts have not come out super great. So I want to make sure that this looks nice. And now that I've gotten this far, there is my card. All I have to do is get a nice stamp on the back, and I will be finished. And look at all the cards I could have made in just a short amount of time. Some of them just with dies, some with a little bit of inking on them. You have the options to do what you want. One thing I can say, my table is really a mess because I've been doing so many projects here and I haven't really been taking the time to organize. So things are kind of messy here. And thanks again for watching. I hope you're learning some things, or maybe if you have any ideas for me, you might want to point them out and say, hey Ken, if you do this, it would be a little bit easier, because it did help me out with the inking. The person that I saw the comment with that said, hey, I think you just need to ink with your ink pad on the table. Stamp on that. Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Why did that happen? Probably because I had this here on the back. So that is a fail. Fell apart with my stamping here at the end. Well, we've got to fix that. We can't let that hold us back now that we've gotten this far, right? So I've got the scallop square dies. I'm going to try to cut out something that will just basically cover that up with something new. And it already has some adhesive on it, so it'll make it really easy for me once I get this cut. So we did have to use the die machine one more time. I've got my cutting pads lined up. Cut through there. Great. And I didn't do it twice this time. I'm trusting that one cut was enough. How about that? Worked out just good. And again, I'm just trying to speed things up a little bit. So this will have nice adhesive on it. I'm going to just stamp right onto this ink pad this time. I'm sorry, stamper's mat. And I'm going to pay extra close attention. Get my ink on there. Well, we will practice with this. See how we go. I can see there's some extra down there, so I can see that spot I need to clean up before I continue on. Otherwise, that one came out. That's right in the center, push down. That's great. So I'm happy with that one. I made that a little more difficult. So that now, since this has adhesive on it, I just have to peel it off, and that's going to go right on there. There we go. If there's some handwriting on it, kind of gives it a personal touch, right? So I do like that. So I said, Stephanie, happy, and we'll leave that blank. Birthday, love, Ken. I've signed my card. I have my signature stamp, my custom stamp. Again, flip it card, so easy. We made all these different other cards really quick and easy. We put a little more time into this one. When I give this to Stephanie, I will try to get a picture with her. I hope you have a great rest of the July. Thank you again for joining me for this episode. I learned a lot of different things today, some things that I didn't know that kind of challenged me. That's just part of learning and trying. I just started working with this die set this morning. I kind of had an idea of how things would go, and some things were just perfect. Some things I hit some roadblocks. Some things took a couple times to practice and get better. But overall, I think it came out pretty nice. We get that nice motion. It looks fancy, like we did a lot of hard work, but again, just 3 dies did most of it, and then it's just decorating and having fun. So that's the part. You get to choose. You get to be creative. If you want, again, find those creative ideas, look to our design team or people who are posting on our pages or on the fan page or in the gallery. You'll find tons of ideas. Very helpful. So that's it. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. I am off to do some stuff in the warehouse or video editing or something here, but I wanted to sneak this in, all right? God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.